Up on top of the Nether, it's just bedrock. No grass, no trees, just an endless abyss. And if you get stuck up there, your easiest way of escape is by dying and respawning. But in hardcore mode, that is not an option. And unfortunately, that's the exact situation I've gotten myself stuck into. Frick. So how did we get here? Well, it all started when I logged back into my beautiful new hardcore world. The sun was setting, my dog was woofing, and I was ready to get back into action. But I didn't know what that was going to mean yet. I didn't have any plans, so I just hit record and I got started. I don't have a plan today. Usually when I play Minecraft, I play with a big plan in mind. Like today, I'm going to build a bunch of farms so that I can have epic resources. Or today, I'm going to build a giant sniffer with a snotty nose. Like I usually have goals, but my only plan today is to play my hardcore world and have fun doing so. Oh boy. Did I know just how much fun I was about to have? Now I'm realizing I really could use better protection. Like this has no protection, protection 3, you know, some decent protection, but it could be better, and that's the next thing I want to do. And in order to get myself like good protection, I should make a better source of XP. And not only XP would I love more of, I'd also love some more gold, because that would just be handy dandy. So I reckon I'll make a gold XP farm and kill 2 stones with 1 bird. But before I go and get a gold farm, I need to get turtle egg for the gold farm. Come with me, doggo. Let us go on a grand adventure to find tortoises. Ah, it feels nice to just play Minecraft, to just go on adventures. Oh man, look at this. This is gorgeous. Indeed it is, cringy of the past. It's kind of hilarious watching myself say this stuff because I had no idea at the time just how much I was gonna miss seeing these blue skies, the green grass, the clouds, the distant mountains of trees and flowers. Soon enough, my dear past self, you will see absolutely nothing but red and grey. So yes, enjoy every single moment you have left of this beautiful overworld. After I bred the tortoises and grabbed their eggs, I rode back home and made a little wholesome room for them to breed in. Just this simple little room with sand will be exactly what the turtles want in life. It's totally not, like, a prison or anything at all. I guess I could make it a little bit nicer and less prison-like for them. Bam! There we go, That's kind of more like a prison. After my turtles hatched, I bred them up for more eggs so that I could get started on my gold farm. And I also needed a few other resources, and the most grindy one being obsidian. I only needed 50, but I grabbed a whole stack just to be safe because it's really important to always carry obsidian on you in the Nether, in case you get stuck in a peculiar situation and need an easy way out. Yes. Class dismissed. Your homework is to always remember to not forget your obsidian. Understood? Okay. No, cringy. Seriously. Don't forget. I won't. Don't forget it! Your life depends on it! So anyway, I went to the Nether with a full inventory of resources to work on my gold farm. The plan was to make a platform for piglins to spawn on, and in the middle of that platform, there would be an egg and a portal. The zombie pigs would then walk towards the egg because, I don't know, they hate eggs for some reason. And then they would accidentally go through the portal and head to the overworld. In the overworld, they would all push each other into another portal a few blocks away, which would send them to a different portal in the Nether, which needed to be located high up above the platform where they spawned. All the pigs would then fall into a chamber, which would have me waiting there with murderous intent so that I could steal all of their money. By the way, that design is by IanXO4. Pretty hecking genius, if you ask me. He said in the video that the gold farm should only take 20 minutes to build if you know what you're doing. I was confident I could build it in under 30. However, I made a pretty big mistake in the process of making this gold machine. I mined out one large room for the piglins to spawn in. I placed down a portal and screenshotted its coordinates so that I could build another one high above it, and then I needed to mine out a second room for the pigs to spawn in. But my pickaxe was getting low on health, so I dumped a bunch of my items in a chest at the gold farm and went around collecting XP to repair it. I came back and mined some more space for the piglins to spawn, and finally I was ready to head up to build the farm's killing chamber. Yeah, I know, pretty brutal name, but that's like just the place where all the piglins end up that I just kill them. It's nice. To build the killing chamber, I had to mine up to the bedrock located at the top of the Nether and find the perfect spot for me to glitch through the bedrock. The way I glitched through was by placing ladders leading up to the highest point of the Nether ceiling. I climbed up, I smashed an ender pearl, and then bam, I was on the Nether roof. I placed a torch down where I came from because it's helpful to know which block is the weakest if I need to glitch my way back down again, at least. That's how it used to work. And do you remember how earlier I dumped a bunch of items from my inventory into that chest? Well, when I got up to the Nether roof, I realized that I left all of my resources I need for the farm behind in that chest. I opened my inventory to grab obsidian, and it wasn't there. I'd left all of the obsidian in the chest. Oh man, I am an obsidiot. However, this wasn't my first time getting stuck on the nether roof. Previously, I've been able to use a glitch to phase back down through the bedrock using a boat, so I tried to do just that. Frick. I just came up here without obsidian. But I know there is a glitch. Or at least there was a glitch where you can like make a boat and you can like glitch your way downtown. I spammed my boat for about 10 minutes straight. Previously, it would only take about 10 seconds to glitch through. So I came to the conclusion that Mojang patched that glitch, and I was stuck. As stuck as a duck on a truck. I had 4 options going forward. 1, I could die and respawn. Wait, no, this is hardcore. That's not exactly a respawn situation. B, I could open to land and cheat my way back down, but no. Cheating would ruin the fun and thrill of hardcore mode for me. 3, I could use Essential Mod, invite a friend on, they would gear up, and I would send them to a warped forest to collect an ender pearl. They would then come back to my gold farm and grab my obsidian, glitch through the bedrock, and build a portal for me to escape. This was a very plausible option, but I didn't like it. I don't mind having friends join my hardcore single player world to help me build epic stuff, but it didn't sit right with me to have them save me from a life or death situation. It almost felt the same as cheating. So here comes option 4. In my inventory, I saw that I had some gold nuggets. And you know who likes gold? Piglins. And if you trade gold with piglins, there's an 8% chance that they'll give you 1 obsidian. If I could manage to get my hands on enough gold, I could trade my way out of the nether, and I would be free. But how the heck am I supposed to get gold when all I can see for millions of blocks is bedrock and mushrooms? Mobs can't spawn up here. Mushrooms can't be used for anything. It's literally a wasteland. So with nothing but mushrooms, bedrock, and bad decisions around me, I realized something truly important. And that realization was that you should really press that subscribe button. What I also realized is I could use blocks I've got in my inventory to build a platform for zombie pigs to spawn on. I would then murder them and collect their gold, and I would trade it with piglins with the hope of getting obsidian. This could take days. Days of being alone, stranded, afraid, but it was my only way out. I got to work and used random blocks from my inventory to build a platform for piggy pigs to spawn on. To get more mobs to spawn, I had to build way above the platform. The reason for this is mobs only spawn within a 120 block radius of players, so if I build 127 blocks above my platform, zombie pigs basically have to spawn there. There's no other options for them. I needed to conserve as many resources as I possibly could. While I did bring 50 birch logs with me, I didn't have enough to build a 127 block tall ladder, so I had to make a risky bisky ladder staircase, using as few hecking blocks as possible and about 100% of my courage. Or maybe it was just my stupidity. I'm obsidian. This was incredibly scary to climb up and down. One wrong step and I could fall down and die. But I pressed forward. And I decided I better live stream the rest of this task so that I have people to talk to while I slowly go insane. Good to see you all. Are you all having the best time ever? I'm kind of a bit of an idiot. I spent way too long yo-yoing up and down that sketchy ladder, trying to collect gold from my piggy platform, but I wasn't seeing much success. I tried turning my render distance and simulation distance all the way down, but that made me practically blind and it didn't really seem to do anything. I was seeing something like 3 piglins spawn every 10 minutes, and at that rate, it would have taken me hundreds of hours to escape the nether roof. And then it hit me. I'm a silly seagull sausage. I built my brand new spawn platform right above my gold farm I'd been making. That was gonna mess with the rates like crazy. There were piglins spawning in there, messing around. So I had to regretfully tear down the ladder staircase I spent so much time building. I gathered up the blocks from the platform and I relocated further away. I decided that the ladder staircase idea, while it did get me high up, it was way too risky. Going up and down that thing, super sketchy. Did not like it. So I just built a regular ladder as tall as my blocks could reach and hoped that that would be good enough. But it turned out that I picked out a pretty bad spot for my new platform because no pigs were spawning. They were all still spawning inside my gold farm because I barely even walked far enough away to build a new platform. Silly seagull sausage. So off I went on a grand adventure a few hundred blocks away to find a brand new nether wastes biome. The reason why it had to be nether wastes was because that's where zombified piglins most commonly spawn, and also regular piglins can spawn there too, in theory. When I was well and truly far enough away from my work in progress gold farm, I built my netherrack platform and towered up. I pretty quickly saw a fair few piglins, so I boated down and harvested their gold to add to my collection. But there still wasn't enough appearing. So I scavenged my inventory and crafted as many blocks as possible so that I could increase the spawning platform and make it more likely for mobs to spawn on it. I used my gold I'd been collecting to craft a gold block. I also made an iron block and an emerald block, and I also placed down my crafting table, and I had some trapdoors. But then, when I climbed up on top of my tower, I heard a dreadful noise. Oh no, there's a ghast. Ghasts were my #1 enemy because they had the potential to mess with my game by either knocking me off my tower or blowing up my precious blocks. Oh no. Oh no. No! No, 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 my boat is gone. Oh, you dingy dongy. After some time grinding away for gold, I discovered another mob that spawned on my platform. But this one was a good one. Magma cubes. I can make magma from them actually. Give me your cream, give me your gold. All right, there we go. I can make a bit of magma. Heck to the yeah. With every block I added, every step of the ladder I climbed, and every pig that I punched, I was getting closer. Closer to freedom. Closer to escaping this really weird vacation that I was on. I'd seen just about every mob that the Nether could throw at me up there. Ghasts, magma cubes, zombified piglins, but not a single piglin who'd take my gold, because all of them were hecking zombified. I was starting to lose hope. Was I really gonna have to tear down the platform again and rebuild in a crimson forest biome where piglins spawn more frequently? But then, finally, I immediately adopted him. His name, Gillip. He was ugly. He was smelly. He had a weird taste in fashion, but he was mine. And more importantly, he had deals. Gillip gave me access to speed up the challenge a whole lot more because obsidian wasn't the only thing that was useful we could get from Gillip. I also got the power of friendship. No, ew, he's ugly. I also got blocks. Sweet, sweet blocks. I used these blocks to expand the platform further, which meant I could get gold faster and breathe a breath of fresh air sooner. And so began the loop. Climb the ladder, jump down, punch pigs, craft gold, visit Gillip, trade, repeat, over and over, until my brain fried into French fries that my seagull brothers and sisters dream of every single night that they sleep in their cozy beds under the sky. Then, finally, Gillip handed me my first piece of obsidian. Yes, our first piece of obsidian! It was beautiful. It was black. It was blocky. And it was my first step towards real seagull freedom. I used it to add to the spawn platform with the intention to slowly add the other 9 blocks of obsidian over time to complete the portal. That's the beginning of our portal right there. The beginning of our nether portal, our way out of here. Oh, it's so good to finally progress right there. It was pretty nerve-wracking doing all of this without a totem. If I died, I had no second chances. There was no going back, and literally everything wanted me dead. The mobs did not like what I was doing to them, but I pressed on and kept grinding away to build my portal. And eventually, I found a guy who was wearing a cool shirt, so I named him Gerald and led him to Gillip. Gillip and Gerald can be in this boat together. Haha! They've got their swords raised like, onwards, on a great adventure we go! At first, my method was to trade my gold with Gillip and Gerald as soon as possible, because that way I could get blocks faster to improve my platform. This did mean that I was spending a lot of time walking back and forth but I think it was worth the gamble to try and get some more blocks. Over time, my inventory was filling up with gold swords like crazy. I usually just throw those away because I don't think it's worth smelting them into nuggets considering the space they take up in chests and the time it takes to smelt them. But in this scenario, I was desperate for every single piece of gold I could get my feathery hands on. Gillip and Gerald eventually gave me blackstone, which I could use to craft a furnace. And I used wool from the string they gave me earlier to make carpets to smelt the swords. And I also decided to swap out some of my blocks for the wood blocks that I had on my tower, and I smelted some more swords with those. However, I came to the conclusion that it was a lot more efficient to just climb the ladder and slay pigs rather than try and smelt a truckload of swords. It took me over an hour of grinding until I finally found my third piece of obsidian. And that was because my method of walking back and forth every single time I crafted a new ingot was proving to be quite inefficient. So I decided I'd only go and trade my gold when I had around 10 ingots prepared. This change sped up the process drastically. I was getting a piece of obsidian almost every time I went to trade my 10 ingots. Block by block, I was building my ticket out of the Nether. I was also building an absolute abomination of a gold farm. As the platform grew, I started seeing tons of pigmen that wanted to kill me. Then, I noticed it. My boots were dying. My beautiful light blue shining life-saving boots with feather falling 3 were hanging on by a thread. If they broke, and I slipped, that could be it. Game over. All this grinding, all these pigs, all this gillip, it would all be for nothing. The whole point in me getting into this mess was so that I could make an XP farm with zombie piglins in order to improve my gear, so I absolutely could not afford to let my boots down by letting them die. All the days blurred together. Or maybe it was weeks at this point. Rotten flesh was my only sustenance, and the swine were my only company. Every time I traded another gold ingot, I whispered, just one more obsidian. But the trades were not giving, and I was starting to lose my mind. So I did the unthinkable. I looked at the portal, 1 block short. I stared at the gold scraps in my hands, and I gave up. Just kidding. Of course, with enough time and patience, I finally got my last piece of obsidian. This is one task, is it not? It is one giant task, that's what it is. We have got 13 ingots. Surely, I'm finally breaking free from here with these 13 ingots. This is the one, guys. This is the one. Please. I want to see daylight again. I really, really want to see daylight again. Yes, we got it! We got it! Oh my gosh. We got it, guys! I might as well just trade the rest of this while I'm here. Oh my gosh, we finally did it. We got our final piece of obsidian. Oh, dude. Oh, let's hecking go. Oh, we got another one. Let's go. We can finally go home. Oh my gosh. This is glorious. Bam, bam. Oh, it is so good to see a nether portal. Oh my gosh. This is the craziest nether portal ever. This is a memory right here. This is so ugly, but I'm definitely gonna keep it in my world because it is such a cool memory. I wanna cry right now. This is so beautiful. We're finally out. Oh my gosh, where the heck is this? Ah, where am I? Oh, I'm like 5,000 blocks away from home. It didn't bother me at all running home in the beautiful wild overworld where I could appreciate nature and beauty and epicness. And when I got home, I finished the job that I started. I built the freaking gold farm. And as XP rained down from the heavens, I knew all those pigs hadn't died in vain.